Welcome to a Trucker's Mind podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
We're back, man. Episode 260. Another milestone.
Yes, sir.
260 episodes over nearly 5 years.
Man,
what a fucking journey has it's been, man.
Yeah.
I
seen something when I was like 25. I don't even know what it was, but I was just like, dang, that was a long time ago, but not a long time ago. Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. Let's get right into it. Economic welfare. I was listening to not influencer, a motivational speaker, Eric Thomas, and he talked about the idea of economic welfare. He's like, people go to jobs that they don't like their boss. People work with people they don't like, and they do this because they are under economic welfare. And I thought about it like, God damn, that's a strong point. Mm-hmm. Like, what's crazy is like, imagine on the way to work, right? You see a guy standing in the median. He's asking for change. He's holding a sign. And you're like, man, look at this motherfucker asking for change and food and shit. Look at this bum, right? That's what people think, right? Do you realize that the person at the top of the company you work for looks at you like that when you ask for more hours? Mm-hmm. I need some more hours, boss. He looking at you the same way you look at the motherfucker asking for change.
Yeah.
You are on economic welfare. Mm-hmm. If you don't show up to work, your family don't eat, and you're going to have problems. You're going to get behind on your bills. A lot of people are slaves to their jobs, and they can't break away from it.
Yeah.
And I think that's...
Wait, what is the definition of economic welfare?
I don't think it's a real definition. I think that is something that he
He coined it, yeah.
And I think it's a powerful because it's real.
But I guess I'm kind of confused. Like, what is regular welfare versus economic
Regular welfare is when you're under the welfare system, is something that you're using because you do not have a job and you're under the mercy of the state.
You need government assistance.
Capacity. But I liken it almost to having a job based on the fact that you obviously
so he's basically saying like you can be on welfare, the single mom that has like 4 kids and she getting food stamps and stuff like that, or you can also have a job and then still be under the same kind of oppression or suppression or whatever.
It's more of a it's like a parallel but different situations. And there's people that work jobs and they will judge the guy that's asking for change. Right? When in actuality, you look no differently to your boss when you ask for more hours. That's just the truth. There was a TikTok I just seen, and it said, don't tell anybody what your situation is outside of work. Don't tell them that you're investing if you're investing a lot of money in things and you're making money, because they're going to be like, why is this motherfucker even here? He makes more money than the boss. And he said, also, don't tell people you're doing bad or doing good, because if you're doing bad, or you tell your boss you got a baby on the way, he gonna know he could throw all the work on you and you got to do it. And I was like, fuck, this is crazy. When you think about it, because it's just the way it's the way people's psychology works. When people know you're in need or you're in a situation where you need something and they know it, they use that as leverage against you.
Have you experienced that?
I haven't. I don't tell motherfuckers what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Personally, you wouldn't know if I had $1 million, I wouldn't be at work. But if I was making a lot of money and I was doing something very lucrative outside of work, what's the point of me telling anybody I work with or anybody outside or anywhere what I'm doing? It's nobody's business. It does not benefit me or them for them to know what the fuck I'm doing. Because usually what people do is they want to find out what you're doing, and the energy of people knowing what you're doing is not good anyways. That's why it's not always a good thing to share it's not pertinent information anyways. Like, it's not like you need to post a picture of you and your wife or girlfriend every 5 minutes on the fucking internet. It's not pertinent. People don't need to know all that. Plus, it's kind of putting awkward energy out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But anyways, I don't want to jump too far from it. The idea of economic welfare, it just shot out to me, man. And I thought about it. Like, when you judge a person that's holding up a sign that they need some food or they need some money, you just don't look any differently to somebody that is at the top of that company. You're just a number.
Yeah. I think in that thing he was saying too, just about the people that I think he was mentioning in there, like making a choice, like basically saying like, we go into work all the time complaining, but we don't have the balls to just get up and quit, or we don't have the balls to like go and make a change in our lives. And, you know, instead of doing something about it, a lot of us just complain.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that like, that is like rampant in society. Like people will work at a job for 50 years and complaining every day. Oh man, I gotta go up in here and see these white folks again, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And I'm just like, dang, dog, like, I just think that, you know, you do need a plan. I'm not saying that everybody should just get up and quit or get up and, you know, be an entrepreneur, but I think that it's more valuable to create something and then just jump out, you know, throw your line out there, whatever metaphor you want to use, versus just complaining every single day.
Yeah. Man, I remember when I used to work at Sears back in college. So we're talking 2007, right? I worked there for like 2 years, from like 06 to 08. Mm-hmm. And I remember there were some people that had been working at Sears for fucking years. Like since the early 90s, they had been working there already. Mm-hmm. And before the store closed, that store, Sears in Bakersfield, closed in like 2000 and maybe 13 probably, or some shit like that. 13, 14, I don't know. And one day I went through Sears and I was curious. I was wondering if I would see anybody I knew. Mm-hmm. And I seen like 5 people that had been there since the 90s. Still work there. These people complain like, they didn't give me my bonus, or they didn't give me this or that. And I'm thinking like, that's because you should have fucking left in the 90s, right? Mm-hmm. And what's wild about it is I was glad the place closed, because it kind of probably forced those people to, you know, up their game.
Yeah, that's the sometimes, you know, you get forced into like really taking action. You know, I think that's almost like a sign from God. Like it'd be a lot of people just sitting on their hands, and then when they finally get fired or when they finally get kicked out of their house, or, you know, I mean, you went through a similar situation, just getting essentially put out of your apartment. Yeah, and that kind of forces you to like, because a lot of times it'd be stuff we already want. Like, man, I need a better job. I need a higher paying job. I need to go back to school, whatever the case may be. I know for me, partly the reason why I finished school is because I got fired. You know, I was working at Aaron's, and I don't know why I got fired. It really didn't make sense to me, but I got fired. The manager was only working there for like 3 days, and she was like, "There's too many customer complaints about me." Yeah, but I got a degree now, so I ain't tripping.
Yeah, sometimes situations need to push you to fuck. Like they expire. Mm-hmm. They've already expired, and you're just working off of expired. I don't know. You're occupying space where you've already been expired. No, I don't know if that makes any sense, but
because in your head you already have the desire. Mm-hmm. You know, you just haven't like put the actions together.
100%
with what you really want.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but ultimately, in regards to them being at that job, ending that place, and there's 2 places I worked at like that. I worked at Sears, and then I worked at ACS, where they shut that whole call center down. There were people working at that place that had egos and, you know, all kinds of shit. And I'm thinking like, I think this is just kind of off topic, but call centers got to be the most toxic environment ever. Mm-hmm. Call centers are terrible, man.
Why?
They're just bad. It's just people just drama. Mm-hmm. People just talking shit all the time. Mm-hmm. Motherfuckers coming in there drunk and high just so they could take calls.
Yeah.
God, I remember when I used to
having sex on breaks.
Oh man, people was fucking in the parking lots at ACS back in the day.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah.
People coming in
there is crazy.
Yeah, it's bad. People drunk and high, smelling like weed, taking calls and shit. I'm like, this is absolutely atrocious. So the people that call you or the people you talk to at customer service, they're probably fucking. Mm-hmm. That's why your phone never get fixed if you got T-Mobile or some shit. Mm-hmm. You're like, look, I'm having technical problems. That woman ain't helping you. She just got through giving a blowjob. She don't give a fuck about what you're doing.
Yeah, her jaw still hurt.
You guys forgive me. I just came off of a cold. Yeah. She's like, T-Mobile. How can I help you? Like, ma'am, are you okay? We had this one dude that used to work at the call center. I ain't gonna say no names, But he would answer this is how he literally would take calls, because the calls were for Boost Mobile, which was like Nextel, Sprint, Boost Mobile. It's all the same company. He'd be like, "Thank you for calling Boost Mobile. How can I help you tonight?" And the customer, because I used to do, I guess what they call it, like quality control. Like I would listen to some of the calls and grade them. And I heard that, and the customer was like, "Hey man, you been drinking?" Thank you for calling Boost Mobile. How can I help you?
That was his regular voice.
Swear to God, that's exactly how that motherfucker sounded.
That's wild.
And then the customer was like, "Hey man, you been drinking?"
What did he say?
He's like, "Haha, no, I am fine. How can I help you today?" You got some characters you work with that you never fucking forget too.
Yeah.
When I worked at Sears, it was this older black dude named Vince that worked in appliances, and he had been there since the fucking 80s, right? So, he has been there probably before I was born.
He been through logo changes.
Like probably 84, he started there. And back in those days in appliances, you could make big money selling appliances. You got it was a purely commission. That's what it was. And Vince was one of those guys that he would code switch, right? He was very professional on the floor, but when he go in the break room, he was a wild boy. I remember Vince, one day he sold like this refrigerator. And I went downstairs to go pick it up because I worked in a position called customer pickup, where if the customer would go and buy something, I would go down and get the big item and have to put it on their car or their truck. So I'm lifting heavy shit all day, but I'm a big dude and I'm in college, so it was just whatever. But I went to get the freaking refrigerator, and Vince was like, "Yeah, so the customer basically got this. This is what it's coming with here, and you'll help him with that." I was like, "All right, Vince." Later on, we go to the break room. He's like, "I hate that motherfucker from earlier, man. I can't stand this guy. This guy's a fucking twerp, man." I was like, "You okay, Vince?" He's like, "No, I'm not fucking okay. I wanted to kill that bastard." I was like, "Well, I couldn't tell, Vince. You seemed fine earlier."
Yeah. Yeah.
It was hilarious.
He just holding it together. Huh?
Yeah, and he had this Asian wife. They used to pack his lunch every day, and she used to put so many like Asian vegetables in there, and he would just have a big ass plate full of vegetables. It'd be like one little piece of meat. Well, I'm talking about this is how he ate every day. And then by like lunchtime, this nigga be in there blowing the bathroom up. He was, and everybody in the store knew he would be shitting.
Oh my God.
And then he had like a real reputation for shitting a lot at work.
Dang.
He's like, "Yeah, I'll be right back. I have to use the restroom." And he just be in there shitting loud. Swear to God.
Yeah.
Everybody knew it. Like, goddamn, Vince is at it again.
Yeah. I had an uncomfortable situation the other day where I had a doo-doo next to somebody.
No.
We both was just doo-dooing.
Oh, no.
And it was just, the only time it got weird is when I started hearing him breathe. Because when you start pushing out and it's not really going out as fast as you want it to, so you got to kind of like force it out. And he just had one of those like,
it's just not enough fiber if you got to force it out. People don't be getting enough fiber. I've heard motherfuckers, bro, you ain't supposed to push it all. It's supposed to just slide out.
Yeah.
With enough hydration and fiber, you're supposed to shit normal. But because in a culture we don't get enough fiber, you'll hear a motherfucker on the toilet like, you was like, "Dude, are you lifting weights or taking a shit, motherfucker? What's going on?"
That nigga maxing out in there.
This nigga like, this nigga doing dead shits instead of deadlifts. That's wild, yo. Yeah, man. We completely went on a tangent. But yeah, I think you never forget certain characters at your job, man. I think Vince definitely was one of the most favorite characters that I knew. His daughter was a stripper.
Really?
Yeah, one day she came into the job and she came in with her like fishnet pants, but she had like a G-string on underneath. So like her ass cheeks were out, and she was walking to the store like, "Come to my job. We got a special tonight."
Oh, she was promoting at her dad's job.
She was promoting at her dad's job.
That's crazy.
He was downstairs selling appliances. She was upstairs like with her ass out.
He was downstairs selling appliances, and she was upstairs selling appliances.
Yeah, because Sears had two levels. They had the escalator that took you downstairs, and they had the floor upstairs. And then we found out that was his daughter. And I was like, "Oh my God!" Like this is just I just wonder how Vince felt.
He probably was tripping. When
Why
she
the
got home.
fuck is my daughter here showing her ass? I don't know what the fuck is going on.
What color was Vince?
Vince was black.
He was black dude. Dang.
Vince was black, but he sounded like fucking Brian Gumble.
Dang.
Yeah, that's the thing that was. And then when sometimes he would code switch, and he would go from that, and then he would go to like getting real black. He's like, well, these motherfuckers better figure out. I was like, damn.
Yeah, 3 different.
We got black Vince today.
He got black Vince.
We got black Vince.
Yeah, that gotta be hard, bro. Don't go into your dad's job selling ass.
That's what she's doing. Then there was this lady. I ain't gonna say her name. Well, I mean,
You already said Vince's name.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, yeah. Vince is a cool
Equal
guy.
opportunist.
Yeah, Vince. Well, Vince is cool, so he'll hear this and probably laugh. But there was a lady that worked in fabrics. I think it was it fabrics or petites, one of them. Mm-hmm. And the whole time I worked there for 2 years, she never had a back window in her car. The window was always busted out.
She just drove around without she didn't put a bag over it or nothing.
Nothing, nigga. It'd be a rainstorm out there. Her back window just open.
Flooding, huh?
And I'd be like, this lady ain't never had a back window. They're like,
Dang.
That's how much they did not pay people in Sears.
Yeah, you ain't got no back window. God damn.
Yeah, it's like, God damn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
You know, one thing she would never have is a foggy window.
Nah, ain't gonna have no window in there. One thing she probably had was mold in that motherfucker.
Yeah, in those in the creases.
Probably. Mm-hmm. The headliner was all fucked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And mind you, these were adults, man. Like, they were older than me then. Mm-hmm. So, like, Vince had to be in his fucking mid-50s easily then.
Oh, dang.
Oh, yeah. So, we're talking, oh, Lord, 13 years ago.
Probably in his 60s now.
Oh, yeah, he's in his well into his 60s now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's retired. Mm-hmm. You know, wherever he is, I wish him well. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, had a lot of fun with Vince, man. Sometimes I knew how to set him off too. Mm-hmm. Like I would say some things. I'd be like, "Hey," I would tell my coworker, "Like, hey, look, I'm about to get Vince mad." Mm-hmm. And he'd be like, "Why, bro?" Mm-hmm. And I'd be like, "Hey, Vince, man, I got a customer return something. I think it's your item. You might have to get your commission or something.
Oh,
you lose your commission." He's like,
"Yeah,
motherfucker, man. And there's no way. There's no way." I'll be like, I'm just playing Vince. He's like, oh, you son of a bitch. Fucking asshole, man.
Just live it.
Yeah. I wanted the fucking store manager. I wanted to kill that guy one day. I remember I'll name drop this guy. His name was Magaji. Mm-hmm. He was from South Africa. Mm-hmm. He was a white dude, but he had like an African name because I guess he was born there. That guy was
South Africa?
Yeah. That guy was a fucking dickhead. Mm-hmm. God, I hated that fucking asshole. Mm-hmm. And he was only like 31 or something back then. He was a young store manager. Mm-hmm. But he was one of those guys. Have you ever seen Game of Thrones and that guy Prince Joffrey?
No.
Okay, if you know who Prince Joffrey is, he's a fucking asshole. Everybody hates Prince Joffrey. Mm-hmm. That's who Magaji was. Mm-hmm. This motherfucker was Prince Joffrey, man. Mm-hmm. And he would come in there and be like, "Hey, well, I don't see you guys working hard. I'll send you home." And I'm like, dude, I literally seen you playing fucking, what's that game back in the day, the rock and roll game?
Rock Band?
Yeah, I seen you playing Rock Band downstairs on electronics, motherfucker. You trying to tell me I'm not working hard? The fuck out of here, dude.
Magaji.
Yeah, I took him in a room and closed the door one day because he was yelling at me on the sales floor, and I didn't react. Mm-hmm. And I could have reacted, but it probably would have been violent. Mm-hmm. But I walked away, and then I went upstairs and I seen him in a room talking to some dude in his office. I said, "Hey man, you got a minute?" He said, "Yeah, okay. I'll get back to you." I said, "No, I need to tell you something real quick." So then the dude left, and I closed the door. I said, "Man, don't you ever talk to me like that again, bro. You crazy?" And he's like, "Oh, I was going to apologize." I said, "Bro, you disrespected me as a man and employee. Don't ever do that again. Mm-hmm. Don't ever do it again." Mm-hmm. And he's like, I said, "Dude, don't ever do that again." Mm-hmm. And he's like, all right, man. All right. And then I left. Mm-hmm. And from that day forward, that nigga never talked to me again.
He didn't say one word.
He never said shit to me. I'm talking about he never said hi. He never said bye. When he seen me, he turned his head and walked away. Fucking coward. A pussy, man. You got so scared. You was a big man yelling at me on the sales floor, but when I showed you I wasn't afraid to lose my job, now you switched your tune, you fucking pussy. There was another time, another boss, but this is a totally different job. Mm-hmm. This is the ACS. There's this dude named Muhammad. He was like a vice what do you call, like a division vice president or whatever, and he goes to different call centers, right? And one day he told me to go help somebody, but he said, "You come here, help him now." And I was like what? Like I'm not some dog, motherfucker. What are you talking? I was like, "Excuse me." And I said, "Hey, what's your name?" And he ignored me asking him what his name was, because if you feel like you got the power to say, "Hey, you come here," right? You need to introduce yourself to me. If you have never formally introduced yourself, you got no right to be barking no orders at nobody.
Yeah.
Because I don't know who the fuck you are, right?
Yeah.
So then I tell him, "Hey, man, who are you, man? My name is Eddie." I try to shake his hand. He said, "No, go help him. Go help him. Go help him." He kind of had a Middle Eastern, I don't want to be racist, but he had a Middle Eastern accent. Like, "Go help him. Go help him, my friend. Go help him," right? He didn't say my friend, but you get what I'm saying.
You got to add my friend in there.
Yeah, we wasn't friends. But after that literally within 20 minutes, I called HR. I reported this motherfucker immediately. And I said, "Hey, this dude's creating a hostile work environment. Like, this guy literally is barking orders at me like a dog." It took everything in me not to flip out on this guy. And I gave him the time, the date, everything, right?
Yeah.
Tell me why, right? This is why HR is not what you think they are. Sometimes HR and the tops of companies are in cahoots. Because I literally got called into a meeting the next day, and it was my supervisor and Muhammad. And we sitting in the room, and he said, "Look, my friend, I'm here for people. I don't know what you're here for, but I'm here to help people. I'm here to do this and da 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 da. All right, bye." I said, "Nah, I got something to say." And then my supervisor was like, "Oh, no." And I was like, "No, you will never talk to me that way again. You will. I don't care." And he kept trying to talk. I said, "I'll let you talk. You need to stop talking when I'm talking." And he was like in shock. And then my supervisor I knew she was thinking that I'm fired. And I said, "Hey, dude, don't ever do that again." And then he kept trying to talk. I said, "Stop talking when I'm talking. I'll let you talk. You supposed to be my boss, and you can't even be quiet when another man is speaking."
Yeah.
So I told him, I said, "For future reference, if you need help from me or anything, you address me as a human being and as a man. Don't ever disrespect me again."
Yeah.
That nigga never spoke to me ever again. Swear to God. Same thing as the other boss. He's a pussy. Motherfucker never talked to me again. Like, I don't have that situation now. If I have a grievance, I at least could talk. And we could talk amongst as men and come to agreement or not an agreement. Right? But at these old jobs, these motherfuckers would just like cross their arms and not talk to you ever again. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That economic welfare is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
But the thing I will say is, even at that time, I needed those jobs both times. And I still had to speak up for myself.
Yeah.
You know how many people are scared to do what I did?
Yeah, it's a lot of, I think that most people move that way. Very, very timid at work because they need that check in 2 weeks or
100%. Yeah, But it's like, you have to understand though, if you're in a position where it's way overboard, and I've seen bosses at jobs, especially at the call center. Yeah, I seen motherfuckers yelling at people like, "You gonna do this when I said you gonna do this," and it's like, you gotta understand, it is not in that person's job description to yell at anyone. They don't have any control of their own personal life, so they come to work and yell at people. And it's like, motherfucker, you not gonna yell at shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was this one dude, this old black man that was working at the call center. We're going to have to move on because I'm going on a tangent. It was this old black man, and it was this dude that used to work at the call center that was one of the bosses, I ain't going to say. And he's like, "Look here, you going to do this and blah, blah, blah." And he was like, "Hey, homeboy, you ain't talking to me like that." And he was like, "What?" He said, "You ain't talking, you could send me home, but you ain't talking to me like that. Fuck that shit." And he's like, "Go home." Hey, he sent that nigga home. I never seen him again. It don't always work out the way it did for me. That nigga was fired. Oh, man.
He got what he wished for. Huh?
Yeah, he said, "You ain't talking to me like that. Fuck that shit." Like, go and go home, man. I think the best way to handle it, I'll end with this. I think the best way to handle any type of conflicts at any job is, for one, you need to evaluate what the situation is. If you feel like you want to go off on somebody or whatever the case, you need to evaluate. Instead of like, I would change some things of what I did. Actually, not in that case, I wouldn't. Because I think that those two guys, Muhammad and Magaji, were hell bent on being disrespectful, and they would have kept doing it if I didn't correct them. Because that's how some people are.
Yeah.
Until you correct them, they're gonna keep doing bullshit.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah. Magaji.
Yeah, I don't know where that dude is, but somewhere he's a dickhead.
He's probably a manager somewhere.
Probably a manager somewhere. And I hope that whoever works for that guy, they come across his podcast, they're gonna be. He has to be the only motherfucker in existence with that goofy ass name.
Yeah.
This guy sounds like a fucking board game or something.
Some of those guys, they'd be like career managers. So
Yeah.
they'll go from managing Sears to managing Chipotle to managing McDonald's.
Yeah.
And then they treat it like, I mean, you probably get paid like okay, but you know, some of them treat it like, you know, it's something to brag about.
Oh yeah, he was
Like,
bragging.
yeah, I ran Walmart for such and such years,
yeah.
and then I moved on to this store.
Yeah, he used to love bragging to us about it, and we didn't even like this nigga. We just like, all right, motherfucker, move on.
Yeah.
Like move around, because you know, at the job we were like we just minded our business, but we was like the cool guys.
Yeah.
We had a big picture framed of us on the wall. Like literally we had a picture. These girls that worked in the photography department, they had like a crush on us. So it's like, we want to take your picture. We want to take your picture. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find this picture. I'm gonna post it on social media. But it's a dope ass picture. We almost look like Death Row or something.
That's dope.
But it's like, I think it's like 5 or 6 of us. It's DJ Ghost. His name is Darrell. His real name is Darrell, but he goes by DJ Ghost. So he worked with us. It was my boy Big Rob, Medina, Alvaro, and who else is in the photo? I think that's it. It was only us, right? And that picture got framed and put on the wall in the department. So then everybody was like, you know, looking at us like the it guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to give y'all some, huh?
Oh man, especially the photography. But I'm not going to implicate anyone there. Let's switch gears. Switching gears. Reconnecting the video games. Me and Keith were talking about this recently. At his birthday party, there were at this Airbnb. There was like multiple arcade machines there, and one of them was the NBA Jam game, and I was just playing back to back, probably for like an hour. And I was having so much fun because it's almost like I reconnected to my old self and my old childhood.
Yeah.
And I thought about like how much I'm robbing myself of like enjoying video games. I don't play video games anymore, you know? And you talked about like almost being aged out, which is not really a real thing. I just think we get too caught up in adulting.
Yeah.
And we kind of got to allow some of that playfulness to like, you know, to play itself out, you know?
Yeah.
Jump on the game here and there, man. I got a Super Nintendo too, but I don't have the original Super Nintendo. I have that one that comes with the games in it.
Yeah.
And I need to
Not the same.
I need to jailbreak it, man.
Oh yeah. Like you don't have all the games.
Nah, I gotta all the games I grew up on. I got some cool ones. I got Mega Man and shit like that. But I need to get NBA Jam on that motherfucker. I need to
That'd be
get
fun.
Yeah, I gotta. There's a program to download it, but
Or you can just buy it, like, you know, a bright standing citizen.
what do you mean?
You could buy the game.
I'm not buying that shit. I'm not buying it because the prices are all jacked up. So I'm not.
How much does it cost?
Why would I buy one game when I could get 13,000 of them?
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I try not to do illegal things nowadays. I do be streaming like some shows and stuff, but I don't know.
nigga, please. You know how many fights we done watched in this office, man?
I aged out of like, you know, yeah, you're right. But
You know we ain't paying for Jake Paul, Keith.
I'm for sure not paying for Jake
Yeah.
Paul. Some stuff be like stupid expensive.
Yeah.
I think I try to support the arts though. Like I try to, like movies, unless it's like I don't know. I try not to, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
Jay-Z be like, you need to buy Tidal. And I'm like, nah. I'll wait till you come to Spotify.
I feel you.
Yeah.
But no, that's real. I think a lot of people, I know for me, I just, life happens and you're on this journey trying to make money and you're
Right.
trying to get rich or whatever. And you just like, somehow we created in our minds that playing video games is not conducive to where we're trying to go. So you just stop playing the game.
Yeah.
But I actually skipped the whole generation. Like I had the PlayStation 3 I had that when I was in college, and then I didn't get the PS4, but now I have I got the PS5 for my birthday, and I've been playing it, and it's like it takes a while. Like you really gotta like warm up to it in a sense, like because with the PlayStation 5, a lot of I think we might have seen. I don't know if you sent me the TikTok or somebody, but it was basically talking about the difference in like the games we grew up on versus the games now and how everything's online and stuff like that. Yeah. So there's no like they don't put much emphasis on like the storyline of the game and all that. Yeah.
Right.
So that's a thing, and you know like and games are super expensive.
Yeah, they're
$60 a game. Like it's crazy.
Shit up there.
So but yeah, so I just kind of started to dip my toe in the water, but I played a game. It's called Overwatch. I think it's a pretty popular game. I barely started. I did like the training for it and stuff like that. So I've only played it like 2 times.
What is the game? What's it about?
I don't know. It's like all these like role playing, not role playing, but the first person shooters and stuff like that. Okay. It's kind of like that. So I think I guess it's like an iteration of the Call of Duties and all these other games. Yeah.
Shout out to Keith's girlfriend, man.
Yeah.
She copped the PS5.
Yeah.
I thought that's important because if your girl not getting you a PS5, man, you need to break up with her, man.
No, it's a fact. A PS5 and some head. Keep all the other women away.
Yeah, man. It's. I have a PS4 still. I haven't upgraded. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I just use it for
like streaming and stuff.
Yeah, streaming and shit, and like watching Netflix and all these other streaming platforms. Mm-hmm. But I bought the show, the baseball game, tennis, and a few other ones, and I hardly play them, man.
Yeah.
Hardly. So I think what's going to happen, I'll probably just end up getting a PS5. Yeah. Just finding some good titles. You know, or get what do you call those things? Steam decks.
What is that?
It's where you just get it's like a bunch of what do you call those games? What they call them, ROMs or whatever you call them. Mm-hmm. That you literally could just download a bunch of old ass games, like a bunch of them. Mm-hmm. What I want to do is be able to play NBA Jam online. That to me would be dope as fuck.
That would be fire.
If they allow, I don't know if you can or not, but instead of just playing the computer, I want to play somebody like online on fucking NBA Jam. I'll be on. If we could do that, I would be playing that shit all motherfucking day.
You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to actually start like an esports like team of like, I don't know, just call it whatever, Blue Giant, sports or whatever, and then have like a couple people, like my brother, my younger brother, and like a couple other people, like 5, because they be it's like a real thing. Like I think Drake invested in like an esports team or something like that.
Oh wow!
And like Bronny James, he's on like an esports team, but. Wow. They're becoming like the to some people's eyes like real gamers. They're becoming like the Michael Jordans and the Steph Currys of of like esports, and there's real like athletes like sports esports guys out there that's pretty.
They had
famous.
they be having full-fledged tournaments wearing jerseys and shit.
Yeah.
It was this one dude that was fucking shit up. He was just eating like drinking Slurpees and shit, just playing all day.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, he had like a big chain, a gold chain. I'm like, these guys are making money.
Yeah, they be doing their thing, man. And it's a lot of like tournaments that be happening around the country and stuff.
One thing I won't do, because I get so infuriated, and it's maybe because I've gotten old and I just don't have the muscle memory anymore because I don't really play 2K. But I'm not playing nobody online for 2K. Like a lot of you niggas just don't got no job or something because you just too good.
Yeah.
Like you just way too good.
Yeah.
And then I remember one time I got my ass whooped so bad that I messaged the person. I was like, good game, bro. And for some reason, I asked him his age. I was like, man, how old are you, man? He's like, oh, I'm 12. I was like, nigga, I got beat by a 12-year-old like this? God damn, dude.
You old enough to be his dad. He over here killing you.
Yeah, man. You beating the shit out of a 37-year-old man. This is fucking bullshit. Man.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, I don't want to be playing no kids no more and they keep blowing me out because I'm going to start saying some shit.
Yeah.
They blow me out like, you ain't never going to be shit.
No, obviously they got a little bit more time than you do to play the video game.
Yeah,
some of these kids get good, man.
I was pretty good, man. I was pretty good at games, though. Like,
yeah,
but the newer ones, this Madden here need to be significantly different. Mm-hmm. This next gen PS5 Madden if this one is not what it's supposed to be, they need to allow another fucking product to be out there because Madden,
different companies.
Yeah, hell yeah. I want to see fucking NFL 2K. I guarantee you that shit will be better than this fucking Madden. This Madden shit is ridiculous, man.
I mean, what they're doing in basketball, you know, I think if they did have
2K starting to fall off now though. Hoop. It's not.
Yeah, I'm hearing that. I heard that.
Yeah,
I haven't played it, but I heard it was falling off.
Yeah, it was some golden eras of 2K. I think one of the golden eras to me was that '08 one. That motherfucker was good. And then the one we played,
they had a run. I think the 2011 version was like the game of the year.
That motherfucker was. That's when I was whooping your ass on. I did. Yeah, 2K11 was it 12?
2K11.
I think it was 2K12.
2K12.
I was smoking you.
Yeah, it had to be 12. It wasn't 11.
It was you and your brother. I beat you like 2 straight. Then your brother played. I beat him 2, and then I played you again. And then you beat me that one time, and then I beat your brother again. I was just killing y'all online. Then y'all was like, "Oh, my internet messed up." I'm like, "Nigga, stop lying and take this L."
Yeah, I don't remember the excuses, but you definitely did beat us.
I was killing y'all so bad. I think I was playing with the Lakers too. Kobe was just ridiculous on that shit.
Yeah, I remember. I did my brother dirty too because it was my game, but he was, he would play it a lot. But I remember when you just want to get your get backs. He'd be like, bro, let me just hop on it one more time. He's just sitting there like, dang, man, like I want to play too. So, but yeah, 2K is fun. I don't know. My brother be playing it. I don't know like how good it is or how fun it is, but I know he'd be on there.
Yeah, man. I miss the old Madden. The older Madden games were so much better than these new ones.
Yeah.
Just they had so much shit. And these new ones, man, they glitch. The graphics are nowhere near where they should be. Based on the type of system, like it's too much of a comparison between the PS4 and PS5. It's not dramatically different to me.
I think the thing that ruined the game is when they try to make it too realistic.
Yeah,
like I thought the way that they used to run, like even just the way they ran on the old Maddens, like just the way they. You stride and
it looked better.
Smoothness. But then when they started it was like 2009, 2010, they started doing the whole bodysuits and really mimicking how people ran. And it was one of those games where they just looked like they were skating across the grass.
Yeah, it looked so stupid.
Looked stupid. Yeah.
I think that shit started when the PS3 came out is when that shit started. So that's like 08, 09-ish right there. Yeah. When that shit came out with the PS3, that shit was trash.
Gliding across the field.
Yeah, it just wasn't great. And then they kind of stuck with that right there. And then it just wasn't good. But the older Maddens, they had the animated look. And I like the way the pads and shit look. They could have, if you could take that as a foundation and upgrade that. I know we're boring some people that don't like games, but I'm sorry. If they could take that as the foundation and kind of upgrade that and build off that, I think you could make a great Madden game now.
Yeah.
But the shit they're doing with this, I don't know, man.
This looks weird, man.
Yeah, I don't know. And this man was so bad that they literally had really bad glitches that made that they had people with like the wrong names, and I'm like, this is fucking.
Yeah. I know. Another one, a game that's catching some steam. I think I sent it to you guys in the group chat, but they have a boxing game now. It's like an online boxing game that they have.
It's very popular. It's PC only, I think.
Yeah, so that one is catching some traction. So, and I don't know how they're doing it. They got the rights to the boxers, because boxers is it's a little bit different than like the NFL, like being under one umbrella. So
yeah.
I
don't know how old a lot of you guys are, but they had a game back in the day called Knockout Kings. That was a fucking great game by EA Sports. Great boxing, probably the best boxing game ever.
Nah, Fight Night was fire.
Fight Night was fire, but it was the prequel to that was Knockout Kings. Knockout Kings was the prequel, and they just basically changed the name. Fight Night was really good. Actually, the one on PS3 was really good.
Fight Night, that one was probably the best. That was probably
the best one.
It was so good because probably like 4 years, it was still like decent.
Yeah.
I don't know, like the amount of work that they put into the game. It never because sometimes if you play Madden, if you play a certain older version of Madden and then you go to the next year, it's like a complete upgrade, and you like, dang, I can't play this no more. The graphics is trash.
Yeah.
But on Fight Night, it was like they still look good for like 3 years in a row.
They did. They had like a part in the game where you go to like jail and you got a bare knuckle to fight this dude, and it just and it's different because the dude is like prison fighting you, and it's like it's hard to beat him. Actually, it's a really cool game.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's a really cool game. I think they need to the UFC. They're gonna probably end up upgrading that.
Yeah, the UFC games are good. The UFC games are good. I think they're just tough because it's just so much.
So technical.
Yeah, so much movement, so many different ways and grappling and striking and all this stuff. Like, I think that, they got their hands full trying to make that like.
You low-key got to know Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to play the motherfucker. Once they get me on the ground, I lose.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, you got me in the armbar again? God damn it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Fighting games in general are hard. But I hope they bring the one that's on PC. I'm sure it's catching so much traction. They're gonna start. Yeah, they're gonna start putting it on PlayStation and stuff like that.
I wonder if they'll cross-platform it. Like you'll be able to play somebody from PC, play them on PS5.
I think they're doing that now with some of those other online games.
Really? What for like Xbox?
Yeah, like some of the shooting games and Call of Duty and stuff like that. I think you can play different like Xbox players and stuff. I'm not sure. I might be lying, but I think that is the case.
Yeah, that's dope, man.
But yeah, video games. Even, what I've been doing too is I've been playing Tetris.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I downloaded it on my phone and I just be playing. It's like, it's just something to do when, you just kind of bored or you waiting. I know you got an appointment at the doctor or whatever and you just sitting in the chair waiting, So,
yeah, I got a baseball game on my phone. I haven't played it very often, but it's fucking dope. I think it's called 3 Strikes. No, this is the best. This is the best mobile baseball game.
Mobile games is getting crazy.
They are.
Yeah.
It's called 9 innings. 9 innings baseball. And it's from.
They got the like Major League Baseball players.
Yeah, they got real players. There's fucking Mike Trout is on the cover of it.
Oh.
But yeah, these are really good games. The pitching, everything. It's just like playing it like on a PS4. It's really fucking good.
I wonder how much those cost to develop.
I don't know.
Games.
But I've been playing that. I've been literally playing this baseball game. I've been playing this baseball game since 2010. Yeah, like 2000. Yeah, 2010. I was playing it and I was like, this is dope. And then I got my homie on it. And then I got literally most people that worked at that call center, I got them downloading that baseball game. That game was so fucking fun.
That's dope.
But it gets technical. Like when you start playing good teams, they start cheating. You're like, damn, this nigga hit a grand slam. Fuck.
Yeah.
Or they'll call some a strike and it's like not in the strike zone. You be like, motherfucker, that was outside the strike zone. Like, you really be sitting there mad? Like, I need to turn this game off.
Yeah. That's a sports games would do that to you. Like you get really invested in like trying to really win.
Hell yeah. And you could tell when the game start cheating. Like NBA 2K had this mode where you could play classic teams. And I played Magic Johnson. I think I played the old Laker team or something, or I just played like a Legends team. And man, then once like you could start beating them and scoring on them, and all of a sudden third quarter come, Magic steal the ball, then dunk it. Then the ball go to Larry Bird. Larry Bird shoot a 3 and make it.
Yeah.
Then you get fouled, ball come out, they don't call it. You're like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Jerry West scored 45 points. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Nobody can stop Jerry West.
Yeah.
Jeez, Jerry West might have been worse than Kobe on there.
Really?
Oh man. Jerry West starts shooting, he just makes it every time.
Yeah, when you the logo, that's what it looked like.
It's like, ain't this a bitch? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Fucking Elgin Baylor going off on you.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. But yeah, man, I strongly suggest whoever you are. Is your girl in the games too or no?
I don't think so.
Not really?
I mean, kind of like some of the older games.
Okay.
Playing. Yeah.
Yeah, because you'd be surprised. There's some girls that really are into games. I seen this TikTok that had me busting up. She said, ladies, instead of yelling at your man and getting mad because he on the game, join him.
Play with him.
She's like, hey, this shit fun, low key. I see why this nigga be playing the game all day.
That's hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
It's a thing. Like I think sometimes I know guys do. It goes both ways, but guys do a lot of stuff that they don't necessarily want to do in the name of like relationship. So, vice versa. It would be dope. I'm sure like the guy wouldn't mind. If the girl was really invested, not just being like, not just being like a bother, like, to be one, but if she was really invested in like playing along, I think that would be fun for
you know
any guy.
what, ladies? You know what I'm gonna encourage you to do? I want you to just grab a motherfucking stick. Just grab the controller, the second controller, and be like, I want to play. Mm-hmm. And he'll be like, no, just leave it alone. Like, look, I want to play. Mm-hmm. Let me play the game. Mm-hmm. And you might be trash. No, this is what you do. When your man is not around,
you gotta practice first.
You gotta practice.
Yeah, you can't just like. I know for me, if I'm like the 2K guy, I'm playing online, my record is decent.
Yeah.
And she like, babe, let's play. I'd be like, oh, I'm about to smack her, but I don't even want to like. Like you want to play competitive games, but if she did like put the work in and she was like, and then you hop on the, I think it works better, you know, especially if a girl hasn't played a lot of games, to play like a team shooting game when it's like, you know, like a Call of Duty where it's like 5 of y'all on a team versus the 5 other people where y'all playing together and you know, you getting it in, but like you're not playing like against her, you know.
Yeah.
It kind of like, you know, lessens the competitive, you know, disadvantage between the two.
Yeah. Just like whenever your man is gone or something, or he at the gym or whatever he doing, pick up the game and start practicing. Do it for like 45 minutes, an hour and a half, and then turn the game off. Don't say nothing.
Yeah.
And then wait till you hop on the game and then get on there and just start playing.
No, it's different now. Like my girl, she'll play like she has like a Nintendo Switch, so she plays like the Donkey Kong game and stuff like that. But the PlayStation is like hard to turn off. like you got to really know what you're doing to turn. Back in the day, you used to just press the power button.
You can't do that anymore.
No, you gotta. It's a whole system.
You gotta hold this and then click down and click over and then shut it off the right way. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
you know what? Experience. I seen this dude that was about to cry because his girlfriend just did the most nastiest thing to him. She went and deleted his character off of 2K.
Yeah,
and he had like it took him forever to build that up.
It's a lot of work. I remember like I don't even have that experience. I would probably like
he was like about to cry.
I'd probably flip out.
He was super
just
mad.
because
he told her to leave.
It's like it does. It's so pointless. Like we can communicate. You don't have to like try to prove a point by doing some backhanded stuff. But I remember like my little brother like on the old Game Boys. There was no like. There's no profiles or nothing, so you're just playing the game through. You know what I mean? So if you have Pikachu, and then you get Pokemon, and you collecting all these Pokemon and all this, and your Pokemon are getting experience points and all this stuff. And I remember my little brother started over. Oh, I was devastated. No. I was crying. I was so mad. But yeah,
no,
because you could put like continue or you can put new game, and it made it so easy to start over. He just started the game over, and when I went home, turned the game on. I was about to play, and nigga, I was like meeting Professor Xavier, not Professor Xavier. I forget the guy's name, but I was meeting the professor again, and I'm like, nigga. And then I try to like, I'm like, no, this can't be true. Like, this is a glitch. Yeah, I was devastated.
Yeah, you know, back in the day, you would get so far in games. There's certain games that did allow you to have a starting point, but you had to put in a code. Mm-hmm. Like you had to save it at a certain spot, and then you put in like a code. And that happened with it was a Punch Out game. I think it's called Punch Out. One of them, the Punch Out game, and some other one. But yeah, if you don't got that shit and you got to start over, it's the most defeating feeling,
bro.
Playing a fucking video game, man.
Yeah.
So I know some of y'all think it's funny. Some of you ladies that might listen, if your man is like he lose in something and he lose all of what he created, and you like, oh, it's not even a real game. Calm down.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you don't know how it feels to fucking have to start all the way over on Sonic the Hedgehog.
Bro, yeah.
It's like,
what would be the
man.
equivalent for like the average woman? I don't even know if there's like a similar experience.
Imagine if your period started and I just took your pads away.
That nigga's crazy. What's wrong? This nigga's crazy.
Imagine that, right?
Yeah.
Being padless on your period, that's a fucked up thing to do, right?
Or imagine getting over your period. It's that last day where all the cramps is gone and stuff like that. And the next day you wake up, you got way more cramps, and it's like double time.
No, imagine if you're on your last day of cramps, right? And it's like getting lesser, and I just take your mite all away, and you don't know where it is.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's
that
crazy.
may not even be as bad. Because you like with the games, you put so much time in. Yeah, you put hours and hours and hours and, you know, trips across town and, you know, like sitting in the car with your parents and all this stuff. And then like, or like, you know, for that guy, I don't know. I think they just don't get it. And I think that's the biggest thing. Nah. But yeah, that is grounds to break up. Like if you think your boyfriend is playing the game too much, like you just got to have a conversation about it. Deleting that is not going to make him want to hang out with you.
Don't delete this game. And women, I think a lot of times women laugh at like, because I guess like a video game is fictional, right? Mm-hmm. But so is your makeup. That's not real either.
That's facts.
Like, like you just go, you gonna make fun of my video game. Mm-hmm. Like I don't say nothing about your makeup when you be throwing it on like that. Like that's why like we all have our own things. Mm-hmm. Like let's just respect our things.
Yeah, and you don't even have to understand it. Just respect it.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, folks, to all the gamers out there, I know we missed a lot of things you probably wanted to. Like, it's real gamers that like, they're not talking about the megawatts and the fucking. Yeah. Not, you know, they're probably so entrenched in gaming that they're like, you guys missed so many valuable points. And I want you guys to like chime in. If you made it this far to the podcast and you're really a gamer like that, hop up in the comments, DM me or DM Keith. Mm-hmm. And we could probably, you know, expand more on it in the future.
Yeah, or tell me the games to play. Like I'm just getting back into it. I'm about to start a gaming channel like Kevin Edwards.
I was about to say that. Imagine if it just turned into a fucking. Yeah. We had like a whole channel outside of this, but it was gaming.
Yeah,
gaming. A Gaming's Mind podcast.
Gaming's Mind. Yeah, that was fire.
And we just play games and suck.
Just getting beat up.
These niggas trash. You imagine the comments.
While gaming, that'd be crazy.
Y'all need to just go back to talking. Y'all trash. Yeah. And I mean, it's cool. I don't mind losing. You know, like this nigga don't even know how to play Mario Brothers.
Yeah, I think most people there for it. It's some people that's elite, but they probably don't actually say any words. Yeah. And then I think some other people is just there for the entertainment.
Yeah, because it was funny too is like some of the biggest Twitch guys, like AD's on Twitch. Mm-hmm. But like somebody said they like the conversation.
Yeah.
You know,
they're not worried about
it. They ain't really worried about all the gaming. Mm-hmm. But I would love to like literally play a game and have like two cameras, one on me playing the game and then one on me just talking. Yeah. And then they probably get to see how bad I am at games. Mm-hmm. And be like, this nigga trash, but he's entertaining.
Yeah, that's all it's about, just a conversation.
I'll be like, hey, who want to hop on the game? They'd be like, nah, I ain't hopping with you. You trash.
You be meeting a lot of people. I know people that I've met, like celebrities on there, like just playing.
Kyrie hopped on one time.
Yeah, they just playing different things, and you end up playing like, you might be on there with Kevin Durant or something like that.
Kyrie hopped on, but he had like a real character of him. Mm-hmm. And it's like, yo, it's really Kyrie, man. It's Kyrie. And they was all trying to send him like game requests or some shit. Yeah. Hey, let me hop in and play with you, man. Let me play with you.
I know that got to be crazy.
Yeah, hell yeah. Mm-hmm. What do they call that? It's like the court, like it's like the playground or something. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on 2K, yeah.
Yeah, people be living in their own little world, man. Like. Mm-hmm. What's kind of weird is that the way that they develop that world on the game, like the people that play that game the most, like they like become that world. Mm-hmm. Like they going into the little weight room and agility room and all of that.
Yeah, getting fat in real life.
Yeah, getting fat. The player is super ripped up and cut. Yeah. And it's like a skinny, like buff white dude, and you like fat, short, and black. It's like, nigga, what are you doing? Character's head is all green with shades and shit.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta hit the real gym, bro.
What the fuck is going on? Yeah. Switching gears, Wells Fargo had some technical issues recently. We'll get into it. You would think, why would a bank have technical issues? Why? With my money. Wells Fargo says technical issue causing customers to report missing deposits. The bank sought to reassure frustrated customers with that their accounts remain secure and said it was working to resolve the issue. Doesn't sound very secure to me. Mm-hmm. In response to the complaints on Twitter, Wells Fargo representatives said that the issue may be leading customers to see incorrect balances or missing transactions, but that their accounts continue to be secure. Wells Fargo said in a statement on Friday afternoon that it was aware that some customers' direct deposit transactions are not showing on their accounts. We are working quickly on a resolution and apologize for the inconvenience, the statement said. The bank issued a new statement Saturday saying it was working to resolve the issue. which was affecting some customers who weren't able to see direct deposit transactions in their accounts. Wells Fargo said the issue would be resolved no later than Saturday, March 11th, and it's Sunday, and it's still not fixed. The bank added it would refund fees incurred by the issue. Ladies and gentlemen, banks are not secure, and I think that it's becoming more and more apparent. We see Wells Fargo has been a part of some shit over the years. Mm-hmm. One, they got busted for creating fake accounts. Just creating a bunch of accounts, right? These massive corporations or these massive banks can get away with doing shit like that. Nobody goes to jail. A bunch of people get inconvenienced and they moved on. You notice that these big ass companies are always doing fucked up shit and there's no repercussions. You could literally spill fucking hundreds, millions of gallons of toxic waste in the fucking ocean. No one goes to jail. You could spill chemicals in the middle of Ohio. Nobody goes to jail. You could fuck up everyone's deposits at a bank. No one goes to jail. Mm-hmm. But if me and Keith did a fraction of that, if I accidentally spilled a chemical in the middle of the street on Ming Avenue, they would lock me up. They say, hey, man, you poured a gallon of bleach on the street. That's not biodegradable. Put your hands behind your back. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But these motherfuckers get to do this shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild, man. Yeah, I would strongly suggest for people to go the old-fashioned way. You could keep some of your money in the bank, but don't keep it all there. And since they've proven that banks are not secure and your money could just poof, disappear like a fucked up magic trick, you might as well keep like 60% of the money on you, get you a safe with a good lock on it, and get a gun. Because if I need to get to my money, I can get to my money. But if the bank takes all of my fucking money, now I'm at the mercy of the bank, begging them, please, baby Jesus, can you please help me get my money back?
Yeah. But that's why banks generally crash or the economy crashes a lot of times is because, when in a time of crisis, people go to the bank and they're trying to get their money out, but obviously the bank doesn't hold X amount of there may be like 100,000 Wells Fargo customers or something like that. But if everybody wanted to withdraw their money at the same time, then the bank wouldn't have all the capital to give it out. So then that's how the economy crashes.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. This is a very bad thing. Mm-hmm. It's very bad. And banks want to brainwash you to believe like, oh, you need the bank, or people say, what if somebody robs you and you have your money? Bro, the bank is robbing you.
Yeah.
If I have $750,000 and I check my account and I don't see money, I might die of a heart attack. Like, where the fuck is my money? Don't tell me we apologize and we'll get back to you. No. Mm-hmm. I need to see my money now. Mm-hmm. You know what needs to happen now? What needs to happen is every time you go to your online account, there needs to be a digital receipt that is printed every time. You know when you go to ATM personally and then you print out your receipt and it shows you how much money you have left? I think every time you do that, there should be a program that literally records that every time. Mm-hmm. So what'll happen is you could go and reference that like, hey, this is the code. This is how much money was in my account. Because now you got to play a game of prove it to me. Mm-hmm. And that ain't good. If you said, hey, I had $13,000 in my account, why is there only $6,000? Oh, well, we're working on the other $7,000 that's in there, but we need 7 to 15 business days. Like 7 to 15 business days for my money?
Yeah.
Are you out of your fucking mind? Mm-hmm. No, dude. That's why you are better off like probably keeping 60% of it cash. Mm-hmm. There was this older white guy that walked into Wells Fargo. This had to be like 2010, 2011. And I was cashing one of my little checks I had at the time. Mm-hmm. This dude was mad as fuck. He went up to the window. He said, hey, they actually pulled him to the side. He had that much money. And he said, I want all of it. And they said, excuse me,
He's trying to cash the check?
No, he wasn't trying to cash no check. He was taking all his money out. Pulling all his money out of the bank. Mm-hmm. And they said, sir, well, we have some options. He said, I don't want no options. I want all my money now. Mm-hmm. So they had to go to the side. He had to wait. And then when he left, that motherfucker had a satchel.
Really?
He had a satchel.
Like a Wells, what bank was it?
It was the Wells Fargo that's on. It's on Panama, Panama Lane, across from the McDonald's in the Albertsons parking lot. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's that Wells Fargo. I think it's right next to the T-Mobile.
Yeah.
He went in there and he was very he was mad, but it was like controlled rage. He's like, I want my money now.
So he was just done with Wells Fargo, or what?
I guess he was done with them. When old rich people get mad, they like, I want it now.
I wonder how much money he had.
He probably, the way it looked, the satchel, whatever they call
Like
that
how big
thing,
was it?
He couldn't fit it in his hand.
Yeah.
He
just give me a.
He put it in his hand.
Oh,
and
it was like enough to hold it. Oh, okay.
It was enough to hold it, but it was.
But probably big bills though.
It was exceeding his hand. It was going up to his wrist. Let's put it that way. You know how they give you those deposit bags? They had a big one, like one that was bigger than the ones they normally have. It's like the regular one with the zipper on it, but this one was bigger.
Yeah, I got one over there somewhere.
Yeah, but this one's a little bigger. And they gave it to him, and he walked out of there. That probably had to be. He might have
straight hundreds.
He might have had over 100
racks. 100 racks.
He probably had over 100,000. If I really knew, I probably would have hit him in his head. But I didn't know.
You would have been in prison for a long time. A prison mind podcast. It'd be just me and Eddie on the phone. Like,
these niggas trying to rape me today. But the crazy thing is, like, I was just like, wow. Like, I just knew the guy. I didn't hear the dollar amount, so I'm not going to sit up here and make up a story. But that dude wanted his money now.
Yeah.
He probably, I don't know what bank he went to with that money, but damn.
Yeah.
Whenever you got that much money, though, you can't just have cash. You need to have information linked to that money, because they could try to get you for a conspiracy of sales. If the police pull you over, they'll assume that those bills are unmarked and it came from you selling drugs. No bullshit. This dude had $50,000 in cash, and they took his money from him. They said, hey, we need to investigate this money. The police did. Yeah. They ended up firing the cop, and they got the dude, like, most of his money back, but not all of it. He said, I want all my money. I have $50,000. Where's the rest of my money? So I guess they're going to give it back to him, but they kept a lot of it as evidence.
That's stupid.
These niggas are stealing. Ain't nobody stupid.
Yeah.
First of all, if you investigate my money, what metric do you use to determine?
How does it? I guess it's just a waiting game, really.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way to really investigate money. It's just a dollar bill.
I would highly suggest anybody that's pulling out large sums of money that you need to get that bank receipt and have it with that money, and don't let it separate from that money. Because if they stop you and say, hey, where'd you get this from? I said, I got this from Wells Fargo, my bank. I took all this money out of there right now, and you legally can't touch it, so leave me alone. First of all, I'm not telling the cops I got money.
Yeah.
That money going to be somewhere hidden.
Yeah. I'm also not getting pulled over. Like, I'd be driving a speed limit. Obviously, you can get pulled over just randomly, but I don't know.
I don't know right now. You looking kind of thuggish right now, Keith. I don't know, man.
Nah, I'm not getting pulled over.
You look thug adjacent.
I ain't got pulled over in it's been some years, about like 10 years.
You look like you be in a 90s rap video right now. It's the thuggish rugged bone. It's the thuggish rugged bone. Oh.
That's crazy. Yeah. But no, I think it is important to. I don't have cash. I'm not gonna act like I do, but I think, that just the trust in the banks is like, they've proven over and over again that, like, one, they're just bad businesses. They got bailed out. A lot of these banks got bailed out multiple times. I think the thing that's most concerning for me about these banks is really the fact that when COVID hit, not even COVID, when George Floyd's situation happened, all these banks was like, yo, we're investing into black businesses. Fill out this application if you're a black business owner. We want to give you some type of relief and all these things. And then that was just, we never seen what really happened. And that reminds me of that, I think it was a Pepsi airplane, private airplane thing that she was telling me about. Like, they talked a big game, like we gonna give all this money out. And me being a business owner, I never seen like the back end of what that looked like. It was just the people saying it up front, like, having all these commercials and all these like ads all over social media talking about the money that they're going to give, and it just never happened. So I think that, I don't know. There's a certain level of convenience that comes with these banks, but at the same time, like, I don't know, just even the guy going in there and being like, yo, I want all my money, and they having to like have a conversation about it. Like, dude, it's his money. You know what I mean? And I even for me, like, there's been a couple times where I put a certain, like, I think if it's over like $5,000, they put a hold on your check.
Yeah, it's like, come on.
At least like 2 weeks or whatever. And it's like, yo, this is my money. Like, I
don't like this.
I worked for this, or whatever.
I don't like your little games. You know what it is, though? A lot of these things went into place because there was a lot of drug money that was cycling in and out of banks, especially in Florida. You guys, you need to check out a documentary called Cocaine Cowboys. Really good. I don't know if you've seen it before. Yeah. Most of Florida at that time, especially in the 80s, was just cocaine building, all these buildings. It was it was a bunch of banks that start popping up out of nowhere. Tons and tons of banks. And it was because they were laundering money. And now I guess these banks want to be ethical and moral all of a sudden. And it's like, man, we know what y'all about.
Yeah.
We know you willing to bargain your soul. We know what's going on, buddy.
But it's not really the bank. It's the government. The government is the one that's doing all the investigating with the money.
Well, the government doing it now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying it's not. I'm saying the banks don't have morals still. I'm saying it's the government, the ones that are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But usually the prequel to all of these things are corruption, right? Corruption or accidents. Like whenever there's like accidents that happen let's say, for example, they have these practices involved to keep you safe. Like you must wear a hard hat and steel toe boots and all of this. That's because a nigga got his foot chopped off and somebody's brain came out their head. Yeah. That's why they make you wear the safety stuff, because the prequel to that was somebody dying. Okay? It's no different than these banks. There was a lot of cocaine going around, and now the government's like, we got to stop in. We got to stop in, or we have to create some type of moral balance to check these people when the same government will administer motherfucking all this legal shit.
Yeah, and some of these origin stories be wild. Like, you'll see, like, it could be like the most like common sense thing that people are doing. Like, it could be something like, do not submerge your toaster in water or something like that. And
no shit.
Why? Like, why is this even like, duh?
Well, Keith, we'll say that, but we also live in a country where motherfuckers ate Tide Pods. So
that's facts,
yeah, they thought that eating detergent would be a cool trend. You motherfuckers was eating condoms.
Yeah.
Condoms go on your dick, not in your stomach.
Yeah.
You supposed to put a condom on your dick and put it in her stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who started that whole stomach thing.
Yeah, that's the funny part is, like,
I'm not going that deep. I'm not hitting no stomach.
Yeah, I'm not hitting no stomach either. But the funny part is, like, even to invent condoms, there had to be like years and years of STDs and viruses and stuff that was spreading around for people to finally be like, yo, we got to invent something for people to stop spreading STDs around.
I feel bad for people that wore condoms in the 80s, though.
Why?
Because that was like it wasn't the first wave of condoms.
Like, they didn't feel good.
Man, them condoms had to feel like you had a fucking catcher's mitt on your dick. You'd be like, nigga, I'm about to go to first base with this pussy. Jesus Christ. You literally meant it. Big leather condom on your dick, man.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
It's probably risking it all.
Man.
I'd rather get chlamydia than have this rug burn on my dick.
I can't go outside like this.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's wild. When did condoms come out? That's a good question.
I don't know.
I'm gonna say the 50s, man.
50s?
No, I'm gonna say the 40s.
Let me see.
When did condoms? What the fuck? Oh, here it is. No fucking way. There is no way this is accurate, dude. It says created around 1858. These early rubber condoms only covered the glands of the penis.
Oh, dang.
They were known in Europe as American...
What is a gland of a penis?
I'm reading it. They were known in Europe as American tips. In 1869, rubber condoms became full-length but with a seam down the middle, which made them uncomfortable. What the fuck? 1800s?
OG condoms. Goddamn.
Damn. That's wild.
Super early. I thought it was way later than that.
Oh my God. But they called it, they just put like on, it was just on the tip.
Dang.
Wow. So they had, people was using condoms back before slavery was abolished. That's fucking crazy.
Damn, that is wild. Just put it on the tip.
Yeah, that's what it says, man. They called that shit American. They were known in Europe as American tips.
I wonder if that worked, because if that mug just fall off, then it's like
some girls be having that stuff be too tight, man.
Swallowing something.
And then you pull it out and you just got nothing on your dick now. You're like, God damn it. You pregnant now. Fuck. No, it'd be like this. You got it on there, everything's going good, and you just like, I guess you're pregnant now.
Yeah. You'd be like, dang, I wasted $250.
Yeah, $250. That's not how much a condom costs back then.
Expensive.
Huh?
Condoms, the box is expensive.
Now, yeah, that shit expensive. Mm-hmm. You know, it was funny and it was hilarious. I seen a meme, and it showed it was like this big old thing. It was like this. You know how they make like fried chicken at like stores, the store bought roasted chicken and fried chicken. How it's all sitting there, and then it showed like a box of condoms left in the place where chicken was, and it said a decision was made this day. Motherfucker got a chicken with a naked dick. Jeez, man, that's wild. I don't know how men can just have unprotected sex like that though.
Just with random.
And it's like they like meet a girl at the club and go back home and they don't got nothing on. Like, what is going on in your mind to do that?
Just risking it all.
You just risking your whole life.
It's like Russian. I think it's like a thrill for some people.
I mean, what's the thrill
of just like I may get a STD, I may not.
Nah, the worst case is like, and think about it, a woman that would just let you do that. Like if she letting you do that, that means other dudes is doing that.
Yeah. I don't even think, I don't know. I don't think they're thinking about it that much. You drunk, intoxicated, you know, there's like this, like, I don't know. There's just like, there's excitement in the unknown, I guess.
I don't know, bro. That shit that's wild though. That is like, you are just more than wild. I don't know.
Some people are like, even outside of the club, I think some people are like that. Like I've heard situations where like, or I've been in situations where it might be like a person that is on birth control or a person that like got tubes tied or something like that. And they will offer it like, you know, like in some capacity, like, hey, sorry, I'm not on my birth control right now, so you have to wear a condom. I'm like, what? Like, that wasn't a thought for me. Like, not wearing a condom it never crossed my mind. So, you know, you're talking to the wrong person.
I don't know why I was thinking about this. Remember that song back in the day with Usher? I wanna make love in this club. In this club. I think that came out of like 2009. Some people took that shit literally because people was fucking. That was in the club.
That was in the club.
Man,
yeah.
Right now it's called Club Bricks, but back in the day when it first came out, it was the best nightclub in town. It was called Cabana Palms, and I'll never forget this. And it was popping. They had a popping VIP, everything. It was that's when it was actually dope to go out in Bakersfield, right? And this dude, you know how they was, you know, the girls was grind dancing on you. And then all of a sudden, you see this nigga putting his belt buckle on and zipping his pants. I'm like, this dude was fucking on the dance floor.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Dude was hitting from the back.
Smacking those cheeks.
That's why you shouldn't be in nightclubs, man.
Yeah.
It's just you got people bumping into you, and it like the capacity ain't right. Like you should not be. That's got to be a fire hazard.
Yeah.
All those people packed in there.
My friend, one of my friends, he threw a rave. Like it was like this. It was pretty creative. It's a Pokemon rave.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was like people dressed in like Pokemon costumes.
It was like a rave?
Like, but it was like a smaller. Like
one of those raves?
Yeah, with the EDM and stuff like that. But yeah, it was just like drunk people in there like dancing and stuff like that. But it was definitely like this is this is really fun for some people. But I'm just sitting here looking like, dang, these people is
This motherfuckers dressed up like Charizards and shit. Wow.
grinding on each other, dancing,
Wow.
jumping, singing songs word for word.
Wow. Niggas bricked up with a Charizard suit on.
Yeah. That was crazy.
It'd be funny too when the music like
Yeah.
drop the beat.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I used to really like Skrillex a lot. Skrillex has some bangers. I think they're considered like that EDM type shit, right?
I think so.
Them and like what's the one, Dead Mouths or Dead whatever.
Yeah. Those are probably like the popular ones. I'm sure the people that are really into it, they'd be like, man, those guys are just like the pop. Those are just like the Justin Biebers, but there's like other guys that are like way better.
Yeah, you don't know about technical technologies. They're the real ones, man.
Technical technology.
You don't know who that is, man. I'm telling you, you guys, you got to get on this one, man.
Yeah.
If you know what's funny, some people, if you display any interest in anything like that, even if it's not your top interest, they just want to run down. Listen to this group. Listen to this one here, man. Listen to this one.
You be like so out of the. You may only know like Dead Mouse, and they'd be like, "Dude, have you heard of like DJ Screwball? DJ Screwball is dope, man. Like the last album he dropped." I'm like, dog, I'm just semi-familiar. I didn't really want to get into it like that.
I'm just trying to live, man.
Yeah, just trying to live. Yeah. But yeah, it's a whole thing. But it was crazy just because like I don't listen to that music at all. But it sounds good. Like the beats are always good. You know what I mean? Just because they're loud and they got a lot of bass and stuff like that.
What's the big event they have? Is it EDC? I think it's EDC.
Yeah. I think that, where people dress up in the skimpy clothes and stuff like that.
People be in there, like, they be basically naked. I think one chick went and just painted her shit on. It's like, God damn.
Yeah. It was definitely, it wasn't that this one wasn't like super sexual. It was only one girl. She had like the fishnet. She looked like your boy's daughter walking through Sears, but she had that kind of outfit on.
Finn should be like, why the fuck is my daughter at the store? What is she doing over here? I'm like, calm down, Vince. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah. It was one dude I was trying to like, cause you know our guy Freddie, he be like opening up the Pokemon packs and stuff like that, and like looking for the rare cards. Yeah. And it was one guy who had a booth set up in there. So I was trying to chop it up with him. Like he came out and he was like, he had his stuff like in a little bag, and I was like, "Yo, like how'd you do in there?" He's like, "Oh, it was okay. I did all right." And then I was like, "Yo, like you got like an Instagram or something like that?" And then like I was asking him, and he was saying like something like exotic cards or something like that. I I was trying to type it in, and he just wasn't giving me the energy. Like he didn't he just didn't want to talk. And then like. Basically, like he ended up he was like, "Oh, my Uber is here," and I was like, "All right, dog." So that was pretty much it. I was like, "I'm just trying to potentially buy some cards, like if I can make some money off of it or something." But yeah,
those cards be pricey. That fucking linebacker from the Raiders got like $6 million.
Really?
For some cards. I sent you the link.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, the Raiders player, man, he made like $6 million off of, I think it was Pokemon cards. That shit's crazy, money, man.
It was a couple cards he had. They were like. They get graded too. I guess you like send it in to some company and then they wrap it all up and then they put like a stamp of like authenticity on it and they grade it and stuff.
What'd be funny too is it'd be like grown men like, "Oh my God, that's a fucking triple gold Charizard, man."
Yeah.
You're like, you don't know what that is. You're like, I don't know. Man, I'm gonna say something. People don't probably remember this shit unless you probably gotta be around my age to remember it, but Pogs. Remember Pogs?
The little circle things.
The little circle things. If you're around the age of 35 or older, you played Pogs.
Yeah.
And we used to have fucking Alf, like that show Alf Slammers and shit. And yeah, like that was the big thing. That and marbles.
Marbles for sure. I had the worst experience with marbles. I remember, I think my mom might have gave me like a couple dollars and I went to the, it's called Blackstone Market. And then I bought like a bag of marbles.
Yeah, bag, yeah.
Yeah, and we would play for keeps back in the day.
Oh.
Yeah, so I got a big old bag.
Nigga took all your shit.
I got a big old bag. And I went home, and we lived in this like, it was almost like projects, like a huge apartment complex. And then like I was just playing this dude, and I was just playing, and then he just took a couple, and he took a couple more. Next thing you know, like 25, 30 marbles was just gone. That nigga, he didn't have no remorse either.
All you came back with was that little fishnet bag?
I just had the fishnet. That's crazy.
I was into marbles big time, but I had a bunch of exclusive marbles. Like I had the clear marbles that had the little stripe inside.
Yeah.
But I also had the dark marbles.
Cat eyes.
Yeah, I had a bunch of them. Those. I had fucking what do you call those? The boulders.
The boulders, yeah.
Yeah, I had big ones
smack
too.
everything, yeah.
The boulders, yeah, I had the boulders, all of those. And we used to be playing like hardcore, just going in and out. And I forgot even how to play this shit. Damn, it's been a long
Marbles
time.
was fun, man.
Marbles was the end thing. I don't think these kids now would ever play with that shit. They got real technology now.
Nah, kids be like, some stuff be coming back. Like stuff like scooters is like randomly back.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, scooters are
There'd be
back.
certain things that be kind of having like a regenerate, like I don't call it regeneration, but like a new life, you know.
I seen a nigga run out of gas on the electric scooter. That shit had me dying.
Wait, how you run out of gas on the electric?
He's like, fuck, man, fuck. Does you know how they go on the sidewalk or
You mean the thing died? I don't think
it probably didn't run out. It probably
Yeah.
didn't run out of gas.
Yeah.
But he just was like, fuck, man. That shit was going. He's like,
mad. There's one dude in the neighborhood. He like like over there where I live, like he rides his bike downtown every day, and he got one of those electric bikes. But he looks like he might be like a lawyer or some type of like paralegal or something like that.
Is he has a suit on?
Yeah, he not a suit like a full suit, but he is like dressed up, like
Wow.
like a button up t-shirt, and he just be riding to work with his helmet on and stuff every day.
That's one thing I can't do, man. I'd rather hurt my head. I ain't wearing that fucking thing.
The helmet,
Because they don't do shit anyways. The whole side of your face is exposed. Those helmets don't work when you fall on your face.
No, I'm wearing a helmet. If I'm wearing, maybe if I'm like on an electric thing, I'm wearing a helmet.
It's still a little too fast.
Yeah, I don't. I think
I don't know.
If I
Keith.
seen Tony Hawk wearing a helmet, then I'm wearing a helmet.
I don't know, Keith. I'm riding an electric bike. I'd rather look cool. I'll just risk it.
That's
Fuck
facts.
I'd rather risk it wearing a Dodger hat and fall down.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all seen Eddie, man? He fell down on that bike, man. He ain't been the same ever since.
Head be mushed in.
Yeah, one fall off a bike and I got CTE now.
God damn.
Damn, it'd be fucked up.
Have you ever seen those like watermelon examples?
Yeah,
Where they're
I
like,
know.
this is the reason why you should wear a helmet, and they just throw a watermelon on the ground.
Yeah?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
your head is like a way more.
It's more dense.
Yeah, it's harder than a watermelon.
Yeah, that's a little simplistic.
Yeah.
And then they like show a football player and they throw a watermelon like, this is racist. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Stop throwing fucking watermelons on the ground.
Yeah. You know what's going on.
Yeah, yeah. I see the subliminal message
Yeah.
in here. Something ain't right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. We went on a fucking tangent. But yeah, man. The fuck were we talking about?
Playing video games?
No, we passed
we
that
moved
along.
on?
So we was talking about the banks.
Oh, the banks. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they wanted to hear more about the banks. This is all we got for you, man. Banks suck, man. Banks suck.
Yeah,
I
go
wouldn't
cash
put
your
out.
check at the liquor store. Like
Yeah,
you
just
used
go to the liquor store and they'll charge you 22%. It's going to be $72. It's a $70 check, man. $72.75. Like, nigga, I'm not going here to cash this fucking check here. The liquor store.
And they got the nerve to call you my friend, $72. And you be like, nigga, we ain't friends after you taking all my money.
My friends don't try to fuck me, man. That's crazy, dude.
I still know my aunt's husband, he still cashes checks. Like, he go to Walmart and cash his checks and get cash. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we playing.
How big are the checks, though? I've always thought about that.
He's a truck driver, so I know. Yeah, I don't know how much it is, but yeah.
Wow. So he get a check.
Yeah, he cash a check in Walmart.
I don't do that shit. I just go to straight direct deposit.
That, I mean, his method is more aligned with what you're talking about, though.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, he ain't got to worry about nothing.
That's true. That's true. I just hate the process. I like my money now. But I could be a victim of what I just talked about.
No, cashing checks is trash.
Yeah, it is trash. But,
Yeah.
you know what? I'll say this. I think that we need to adopt more analog stuff instead of just going completely digital. Almost like these fucking autonomous cars. Like we want cars to drive us around now. Mm-hmm. But it's like we need to learn. We still need to drive cars to keep our skills sharp. Mm-hmm. In addition to, hey, what if the car just drives off a cliff one day?
Yeah.
You don't want to put all your faith in technology, buddy. Mm-hmm. Technology crashes.
Yeah.
There's never been one form of digital creation that has always been efficient. They always need updates or they're going to crash eventually.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to keep some form of analog. Like if you put something in your phone, that's fine, but you might need to start writing stuff down because phones crash. And when they crash, you could have all your shit deleted because it's happened to me before.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and it sucks. And you have to log back in all your shit and things are missing. And
no, I want to tell this for the sake of transparency. So my songwriting app is like, I just don't have the money right now to get rid of some of the bugs. So I'm gonna just take it off of the app store. And this is just, like I said, it's just me being transparent. But it's a really good app, in terms of like songwriters and stuff. And there's people that have like left reviews, and there's been 2 people basically saying, and I've experienced this myself, but I just thought it was like something that may work. I don't know. I just thought it, would go away eventually. But 2 people have left reviews, and they always start good. Like, yo, I've been working on. The one dude was like, yo, he gave me 1 star, so I seen it. I was like, oh, that's sad, but. So I read the review, and he was like, bro, he was like, man, I have been working with this artist, and we have developing songs and ideas and stuff like that. And then one day I tried to open the app, and all my work had disappeared.
No.
Yeah. And, kind of going back to what you were saying, like the cool part about it is I normally write in my notepad, like if I write music, but not because the app or anything. Yeah. I just like the physical, and some of my favorite artists still write.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I was doing it. But, just to go along to what you were saying, like, Nick, don't even trust me. My app is trash. But yeah, no, we're going to get it worked out though.
Ah, that sucks, man. Yeah. He showed you love at that 1 star.
Can you put 0 stars?
You probably put a half of them.
He put a half. But the other guy gave me 3 stars, and he was like, he gave me 3 stars off the potential because he lost his music too.
No,
but it genuinely made me feel bad because I was like, man, this is like, it's like I understand what it feels like. Same thing we were talking about with the Pokemon game.
Right.
Like imagine like logging in and then all your work is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really want to make that right for those people.
You read the comments, it's like, this guy must be black. This app is terrible. I'm never downloading the black app again.
Yeah. But the dude, I talked to the guy, the developer, and he was just saying like, he was like, what I would suggest is taking it down and then not uploading it again until you have a way to monetize it. That way you have money. Like I'm not just, I'm not a bank, you know what I mean? I'm not Wells Fargo out here.
Yeah.
So that way I'm not just spewing out money but I can get some money coming in to like help support like the storage space and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's good, man. Look, at the end of the day, you're not failing. It's all trial and error.
For sure, yeah.
Even if you have an actual completed app that you have for people to download, doesn't mean you dude, Instagram fucks up. Come on.
Yeah, Instagram do. And at the end of the day, like I did it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, are idea people. Yeah. And I literally have an app on the App Store.
We do a podcast every week. Sometimes our podcasts have some technical errors.
Sometimes the audio is crazy.
Sometimes the audio might trip out a little bit sometimes, and we hate that. We want to give you guys the best listening experience.
Yeah.
But, it happens sometimes. I've listened to some of the most financially grossing podcasts, and so their shit fucks up. Joe Rogan, he has pretty consistent stuff. I really don't hear his shit fuck up that often. But other podcasts, their shit fucks up.
Yeah,
it happens sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes on our podcast you hear the unhoused downstairs yelling.
Oh
crazy
man,
stuff.
You will hear the most random homeless cries. It'd be like a battle cry. Freedom.
That's crazy. Shut down all the banks. Like, nigga, you ain't got no money anyway. Shut up. You got an EBT card and some change in your pocket.
Oh man, the end is near. Withdraw all your money from the banks. Imagine if a homeless guy is really telling the truth, but people are like, that guy's crazy. Give your life to Jesus Christ.
That's funny, man.
Can you imagine how many mentally ill people that probably make a lot of real statements, but because they're like covered in dirt, no one's listening to them?
Yeah. I mean, part of your believability and the respect we have for people is, your presentation.
Presentations.
Yeah.
The homeless, I don't know if you noticed this, but since obviously I'm not saying, I don't know. It's just weird. I just tend to notice small stuff more than a lot of people. I just analyze things a lot. The homeless problem in Bakersfield has been growing, and I've noticed they've been doing things to kind of push the homeless out. Under almost every underpass, they have a fucking metal fence now. If you drive on the 99, Highway 99, and you look to the left and the right and look underneath the bridge, there's a bunch of cages now.
Like, what is it? What does it look like? Like
the cages are so people
like
can't
drilled into the ground or something like that?
So people can't sleep under the bridge.
Wow.
They've got a bunch of them everywhere.
Yeah.
A bunch of them. I seen the police today. They like rode up on this little, it's not even a homeless camp, but it was like 4 homeless people. And the cop got out the car and he was telling them. And one of the homeless dudes was like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck? And I thought about it. 2 things are very true. I don't think it's cool for people to be sleeping in front of like businesses and establishments. I don't think it's fair to the business owners. I'm being just honest. But I also think it's true that homeless people don't have somewhere to go. And it's fucked up because they don't have anywhere to go. And I don't like to generalize homeless people and say that, hey, they did it to themselves. People have mental health issues. They have depression issues, whatever. And it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. So I have empathy for the homeless. But I also have empathy for business owners in town because if you worked your whole life to create a business, or even some homeowners, if there's a homeless person trying to set up shop right next to where you live, you can't allow that to happen because you could have a whole camp popping up by you can't do that.
Yeah.
I had at the old apartment I used to live at, there was a homeless dude trying to come on the side of the apartment complex and go to sleep and like had a little thing. I had to say, hey man, you gotta go. And then the way I had to tell him, I felt so bad, but I had to be firm with him. I said, hey man, you can't be here. He's like, yeah, just give me a while. I'll be out of here. I said, you gotta leave, man. He's like, just chill, man. It's cool. I said, hey, leave now. Yeah. Get out of here.
Your alley was for sure sketchy.
Oh, yeah.
Some sketchy stuff going on.
Yeah, I said, you got to get out. You got to get out now, man. You got to go. You got to go now. And then I wasn't like walking up on him, intimidating him, but I started walking forward. He's like, all right, man. I'm leaving. Like once they see you mean business and you just this big black man just trying to just restore some type of order, they're like, all right, man. All right, I'll get out of here.
Yeah.
And one of my neighbors is too scared to approach the homeless guy.
The older dudes?
No, not them. It was the other neighbors. But it was like a woman.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
she had
for sure.
Kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she was like, she kind of had drama. She was like, my ex is a fucking stalker. I low-key think he wants to kill me. And I was like, yeah, me and you will never be talking again.
Yeah. That was a good.
We're not having any conversations.
Yeah.
I don't want that nigga coming around thinking I'm doing something.
Some good riddance right there.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks, Tom Hanks. But yeah, that's bad. But there's that. We ain't got nothing else to talk about there. Switching gears. We'll end it with this, man. Blac Chyna. Blac Chyna deactivated her $240 million OnlyFans account. And the thing about it is she said, hey, you know what? I got a lot to offer. Like, I'm more than this. She said that this is a dead end. This is just a dead end is what she said. I'm shocked that she made $240 million. Now, I don't want to
believe that.
I don't want to body shame nobody or say nothing crazy. But nigga, y'all paid Blac Chyna $240 million? Man, I'm cool for the $500,000, man. I'm gonna start showing dick. Just give me $500,000. It'll support the podcast, okay? At this point.
That's funny.
This is what she said. All right. After ranking in a reported $240 million in 2021, that's in 21. Oh my God. By sharing lusty.
I can't believe it, dog. I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah, I can't either. Lusty snaps online. The voluptuous mother of 2 has unceremoniously walked away from her lucrative NSA FW account on the subscription-based streaming service, calling it a dead-end gig. I don't do OnlyFans anymore. I don't do it anymore at all. Chyna, 34, explained during her Jason Lee show appearance this week on Revolt, where she touched upon everything from her newfound sobriety to avoiding haters on the internet. I'm just changing everything about me. The former stripper turned reality star added, it's a dead end. All this stuff is a dead end, and I know I'm worth way more than that. Chyna, who shares 10-year-old son King Cairo with Rack City rapper Tyga. Oh, God, why you got to put Rack City? And 6-year-old daughter Dream Kardashian with Rob Kardashian, pointed to setting an example for her children as her main motivation for leaving OnlyFans. At a certain age, they see and gravitate to everything, she said of her kids, before noting that and many legal woes also contributed to her exit. Okay, we'll say this. What I have to do is I have to champion her for wanting to become a better person. Mm-hmm. It is never a bad thing to become a better person. But let me be very motherfucking clear. There are so many selfish parents or people out here that don't consider their kids. Mm-hmm. I applaud her for at least considering her kids. But your kid's 10 years old. Mm-hmm. I know he knows a whole lot more than he should about what you do. Mm-hmm. And I think it's pretty selfish that you kind of put the kids in that position. But the thing about it is and I don't want to just put this on women, but in regards to OnlyFans, that's more of a woman thing when it comes to it. There's some dudes that make OnlyFans like Tyga or somebody, but it's mainly women that are making like Kazumi and all these porn stars and shit that are making millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. And I think that some of these young women don't have the foresight to look into the future. Like Lana Rhoades, that porn star. Mm-hmm. She now said that, she's like, I'm a powerful woman and I want to be married and this and that. And she did porn for I don't know how many years. You may want to change now, and I get it, but back when you were doing porn, you wanted to change the perception of how people should perceive you. And it never works that way. Mm-hmm. That's not how life works. And now that you don't do porn and you say you're retired, you want to paint the perception of people now or change the perception of people now and say, look, I don't do that anymore. I've grown. Nobody's going to forget about you sucking dick for the last 8 years. That's just not how it works.
Yeah.
I hate to say it. Mm-hmm. OJ is... nobody forgets what he did in the 90s, or he allegedly did.
Yeah.
There are certain things in life that you cannot just, you can't just reinvent yourself away from. Mm-hmm. And this is one of them, whether it's murder. And we have like a hierarchy of things that like kind of revolve around this idea. A murder, OnlyFans, porn, all of these things. And it's like, you can't just act like this is not going to be a thing.
Yeah.
And you can't get mad at people and say like, oh, well, I've changed and I don't do this anymore and blah, blah, blah. I hate to say this, but on a large scale or a small scale, we're all judging each other. All of us. All of us. And you could say it's unhealthy or, oh, you shouldn't judge people, but we all fucking do it. We all do it. All of us. Even the people that say that they don't. The people you have chose to keep in your life or get rid of, you judged them out of it. Or you judged them and you chose to keep them in your life. You looked at the habits, you looked at the characteristics of a person and chose to keep them or get rid of them. And I'll kind of liken this situation to that. Like, there's going to be some people that are like, look, I appreciate what she's doing, but yeah, she's still that girl on OnlyFans. Mm-hmm. And that girl that was going through that crazy stuff with Rob. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Didn't she try to stab Rob?
I don't know.
That shit was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that it is commendable. I think that, trying to, change your life for the better, because there are a lot of people that are trying to normalize, having porn on the internet. Like, we had the whole conversation about Amber Rose and people teasing her son about, her mom having, or his mom having an OnlyFans.
Right.
So I think there's something to be, I guess, congratulations or whatever, flowers we want to give her for kind of trying to, I guess, better herself in a sense. And I do agree with her. It is a dead end. How long are you gonna, just show your booty and, have sex or give head, whatever the case, on the internet, and make money. Like and she's in her 30s now. Like I just don't. There's no.
Yeah.
There ain't no retirement plan for OnlyFans.
No.
You know. So, and then also just, anything on the internet lives forever.
Exactly.
But just just being able to have your children grow up and at least not being an active, I call her a porn star, but not being an active like porn star. You know what I mean? I think there's gonna be somewhat of a relief for her, for her kids growing up. They're going to be able to find the stuff because it's just the internet. People record things, screenshot things, and all these other things.
Yeah.
Stuff lives on Twitter and all these other platforms for the rest of our lives. Like, but I think there's just somewhat of a relief for the kids. But also like I think the best thing, because like sometimes those people try to like the Mia Khalifas and stuff like that. They try to
they get mad.
They try to do this hard turn and like, oh, why do people only view me as this person and that? I think that only happens when people try to run away from it.
Yeah.
When I think when people own it, like, yo, this is what I did and I don't do that anymore. And now I'm in a space where I have a podcast or I'm on a talk show or something like that. Then you could really move on. But when the people are trying to like, what's wrong with you guys? Like, I did that sex tape years ago. Why are people still talking about it? It's like, because it was a big moment in culture, And you got a fat booty, so you gonna watch it.
Yeah. And let's not even go to that extreme. If you play basketball for 10 years and you retire, should you get mad at people for recognizing you for basketball? They know you from playing basketball. So it's like it's not like you're being shamed because you did something sexual. It's more or less like you are literally known for what you do. Like this is what you've done for the last however many years. So that's just how people's brains work. You have to understand that, and if you can't comprehend that, then your life's going to be difficult.
I think you also have to do something so great that we almost forget. Like Kim Kardashian turned into like, we still think about her sex tape, but she's such a great businesswoman, and she kind of killed it on a reality TV front that, the Ray J sex tape, it only gets brought up like here and there every blue moon, but for the most part, we think of her as just like an icon. So
yeah, what's crazy too, man, is I remember Jonah Hill said something like he doesn't want people like giving him compliments on his body or not mentioning his body or complimenting him
dysmorphia,
that he looks good or bad. Like, motherfucker, that's not how the world works. Some people will call that insensitive, but I call it normal. If you weighed 400 pounds and now you weigh 200, I'm going to be like, dude, you look fucking great. You can't make me the bad guy for noticing something and saying, hey, man, you look great. And you're like, don't do that, man. My body dysmorphia doesn't allow me to take compliments. I'm like, man.
My body dysmorphia doesn't allow me to take compliments.
If you don't shut the fuck up, man. Jesus, what's wrong with these people? And I'm one of those guys, like, I would call myself semi-progressive, but I don't succumb to some of the shit that's super duper far left. Like that body dysmorphia shit, I don't agree with that. People say, I have body dysmorphia. Like, why do people just diagnose themselves with shit now? Like, who the fuck are you? Did you have a doctorate in something?
It's too many words.
Too many words.
Yeah.
Everybody's a narcissist now.
Yeah. People are really like,
you're abusing that fucking word, motherfucker.
Yeah, they're definitely throwing that around.
Yes.
They call them like the TikTok psychologist or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, shut up. My ex-husband was a narcissist. Like, shut the fuck up.
He was not a narcissist.
I hate when people use that. They use it. It's like they regurgitate.
It's a lot of those words like manipulator,
gaslighting,
narcissist.
It's like shut up.
Sociopath. All these different words.
It's like, come on, man. Yeah. And the thing about it too is when you're using these terms or these words like without the proper, I guess the proper diction added to it, you're just saying things now. You're just regurgitating something you've heard that you think sounds decent, or you think you know what it means when you don't. And it's like, come on, man. Like when I've been on dates with chicks and they was like, yeah, my ex was toxic. Toxic is the number one.
Toxic, yeah.
Like my ex was toxic and this and that. And I listen, I'm like, So every ex you had was toxic. Okay. Tell me more. Okay. Yeah, like, okay. All right. And here's the thing. This is what they don't realize. if you are on a date talking about someone you used to date, you do understand that that's inappropriate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I came here to meet you, not your ex-boyfriend.
That's weird.
It's weird. It happens way more than I'd like it to. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not good. My ex was a narcissist. That's when I'm like,
especially like
the
older you get. I think, I don't know, it'd be like the older women, I feel like they just run out of stuff to talk about or something. I don't know, or it's just like it's too casual, that the way that they be throwing around their ex-boyfriends.
Yeah, I think what it is it's not even that. It's the absence of accountability. I think at this age, for me, I don't blame any woman ever in life for any inconvenience she put me through, because at that moment, I probably wasn't mature enough to make a good choice in a woman. So that's what accountability looks like, folks.
Yeah. I mean, that's the root of it. I'm just saying, like, why are they bringing it up? Like, why is that? Why can we talk about Lakers, like, I don't know, we could be talking about basketball or something like that, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, my ex-boyfriend loved the Lakers. Yeah.
What I notice is whenever, this is just a problem in society. I don't want to put this on women, but a societal norm is people not getting over the last person they dated and actively dating someone else. Mm-hmm. So you're bringing another man into the relationship, or when you're trying to know me. So you have another man on your mind while you're trying to get to know me. Mm-hmm. And now, since you're not over that guy and I just met you and I know you for 2 weeks, it's 2 weeks stacked up against 6 years. Mm-hmm. This guy's got an advantage on me.
Yeah.
So that's
usually it'd be like, sometimes it'd be like real fresh, like, oh, this is something new and exciting, and then like when you get into the thick of it, that's when you're reminded of like the other person.
Oh, 100%.
Like, oh, Johnny used to smack my ass like this, but you don't do it like that.
Johnny would just do anal without asking. Like, man, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here.
Do anal without asking.
You're like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if somebody this is just like super promiscuous and you like smashing her and she's like, Bobby John? Like, you got 3 names you screaming out? Oh no, I gotta get out of here.
Bobby John.
Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Most niggas ain't gonna stop. They're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
Like, man, I was with this girl, man. She said 5 names, man.
Yeah. I guess it depends on if you like her or not. If it's just somebody you smash, I don't know if you're gonna be.
I think what happens is, I hate that. I'm just gonna be honest. In a moment of transparency, we all know this. I think you could go from liking a woman to just wanting to smash her.
Yeah, that's true.
And it happens because a lot of women talk themselves out of good relationships. Mm-hmm. Like, things will be going good, and they start bringing up their ex. Mm-hmm. Or they start doing things that work them out of that conversation. I've felt one way about a woman, and then literally the next day I was like, what happened?
Yeah. What
happened here? What's going on? Mm-hmm. And it's not me nitpicking. It's some things that are just such deal breakers, man. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you know what? I'm not trying to be a dog, but I'm an adult. I'm a human. So I'm like, I am sexually attracted to her. So if she wants to give me some pussy, we could do that. But I ain't taking it no further than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes it'd be like, I don't know, you just see, especially when you really start hanging out. Like, I think we have, there's like a personality that we have when we're just communicating,
100%.
like texting and talking to each other on the phone. Mm-hmm. And then once you start hanging out, like, you could definitely get turned off by just like the way the person acts or whatever.
I mean, a lot of it too is our own fault as men, because I think sometimes as men we tend to like want to fill in the blanks on a woman we just met, and we act like, she's this and that, but we don't really know her like that. Mm-hmm. And we tie an expectation to this woman. Yeah. And the biggest issue with the woman is not us. It's not her, but it's our expectations of her.
Yeah, she's just acting the way
she is who she is.
Yeah, who she is. Yeah.
Right? So when you go into it with an expectation, you've already created this problem.
And sometimes it'd be like a feeling like, it could be, and sometimes like even with men, it could be a feeling of like a void that was left by an ex. So let's say, your ex never watched sports, and then you meet this new girl and she's like a huge Laker fan, and she done been to all the basketball games and stuff like that, and Kobe Bryant posters on the wall. Right. And that's like the thing that really gets you going. Like, oh, this is like,
but she's missing all the other shit.
Yeah. Then when you finally hang out with her, you're like, oh, she's like, her laugh is annoying, and like, all these other things, like, so yeah, that's I don't know. It's just interesting.
Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. We've been going on a lot of we've been stepping away from topics a lot today.
Yeah, honestly, it ain't much going on in the news cycle.
It's really not. Not enough for us to stay on topic.
Yeah, that's facts.
Excuse me. Jeez. I burped right on the microphone. I apologize if there was any kids that heard that burp. No, actually, I don't, because y'all be farting. I know y'all be
Kids be farting.
driving down the street, listening to this podcast, passing gas.
That's comedy.
Yeah. You know what? You know what I thought about, dude? I think would be a good idea, and I'll say this on the podcast. A shout out to Frocast Podcast, but they have a Google number, like a number you call to leave voicemails. We got to start that over here. I think we should do that, just so we could just get more personal with the people who listen.
Yeah.
And we need this. And I don't know what you got to do to create a number. It shouldn't be that difficult, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I need to figure that shit out.
I'm sure. I know who does have the answer. Google.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, get a number there, and yeah.
That'd be dope. Yeah.
Yeah, man. You got anything else, dude?
No, just make sure y'all, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple. Make sure y'all leave a review too. Last time I checked, we had like a 4.7 out of 5 stars on Apple Podcasts, so that's pretty dope.
Really? I haven't even checked it. I was looking at only the Spotify one, I think.
Yeah, on Apple. I don't know about the Spotify, what that looks like, but definitely on Apple Music, we got a dope, like a pretty high review.
That's good, man. Make sure you guys go to Spotify too, man. Help us out. We can use all the votes we can get. If we earned a 5-star rating, give us a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
We could use it. All right. Don't forget to go to YouTube and subscribe there.
Yeah.
We need it.
For sure.
If we've earned a donation, head over to ATMPOD for a donation there. And that is really it. Oh, and if you find us on here without the social, just go to @A_Truckers Mind Podcast, and yeah, you could reach us there. If you made it to the end of this episode, we appreciate you. Thank you for listening to a Truckers Mind Podcast. I'm Eddie McGee.
It's your boy K Fings.
We are out of here.
Peace.